Hi, everyone. I am really excited to be sharing with you tonight about these amazing maths and science resources. I am speaking to John Bransby, and John has developed these incredible maths and science resources for our young people. They go for from primary school up to high school. And for me, it's really exciting that these informative resources really exist. John is a really experienced teacher. He taught science for many years. He was a Matric Physics examiner as well as a past principal. And he really believes that we should just be able to empower our children with the maths and science skills so that our young people can really just grow in terms of these areas of learning. The maths goes from grade 4 to grade 12, and the science goes from grade 8 to grade 12. So let's have a chat to John about these amazing resources. Good evening, John. Thank you for being here tonight.
Good evening, Karen, and good evening to listeners and viewers. It's an absolute pleasure and delight to be with you here this evening. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no, I'm really excited to be sharing with you. So tell me, where did this idea come from to create these materials?
Well, I think it started when I was a principal of a school set up in Port Elizabeth, where I was principal of a school that had a pre-primary school, a primary school, and a high school. And we recognized early on that some of the youngsters were having difficulty even from primary school level, particularly with maths. And investigating things further with the TIMS evaluations around the world, South Africa showed up particularly poorly in grades 3, 6, and 9, sort of like coming second and third last in the group. So having the experience that I have had, I sort of thought, well, let me do something about it. So I designed and developed a first website in about 2013, and we had it available, and we had something like 1.3 million users from people right throughout the world, spread across every country from 215 countries, obviously predominantly South African, but other countries were involved as well. So that was how it all started, I think.
Okay, so that's really interesting, looking at international results and actually seeing then how that impacted the learners, made you think about how we should create these kinds of resources. Where did you begin? Did you begin with the primary school ones or the high school ones?
Well, the majority of my teaching had been done in grades 10, 11, and 12, science in particular, and that's where I started. But I got experts from maths, people that I knew and that were introduced to, and they then said, no, well, they want to do maths. And then I had people requesting from primary school already, where's the grade 4 and the grade 5 and so on. So we've sort of recently gone into cater for the primary schools as well, and they seem to be doing very well there indeed.
Well, the exciting thing is that if you're starting in primary school and you're building their knowledge up all the way from there, then that's really great in terms of making the pattern flow better just for everybody. Because if you start suddenly in matric and you've got all these years of gaps to fill up, it's much more difficult, isn't it so?
Absolutely so, Corin, and obviously particularly so in maths, where what you do in the next grade is dependent upon whether it's been taught efficiently and properly and understood properly in previous grades and so on. So that is something that obviously one needs to look at for grades 4 to 7. But in the case of grade 8 now at high school, you've got the situation where high schools might draw youngsters from 4 or 5 or even more different primary schools, and it's quite a job even to pick everything up at the grade 8 level and continue on through to matric.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to show us the website, or what would you like to share with people this evening in terms of how they find these resources?
I think it would be very, very good to actually to do that. So I thought that what we would do is start with having a look at the website, and I'd go around and talk to the various components in the website. And then after that, we could have a particular lesson, and I'm happy to do that and show the people exactly how that can be done as well. So I think what I'd like to do is to load the actual front page of the website.
Cool. I'm popping it up so we can see that now.
Okay, that's excellent. Well, the first thing that I would like to point out to you right in the beginning is the URL right up at the top there. It's Maths and Science Lessons, all one word, .com. So it's quite easy to find, mathsandsciencelessons.com. Just mathsandscience.com would also get us to this particular page as well.
Okay.
I'd like to start off by indicating that because of the fact that it is being sponsored and funded by people from the Oppenheimer Memorial Trust and also the Ackerman Family Educational Trust, it means that nothing needs to be paid for on this website at all. It is all free. All free, Corin. So anybody from anywhere in the world, in fact, can in fact get onto the site, and it will cost them nothing. The site itself, we can see down the bottom here, is 0 rated for data usage, which means that you need a little bit of data to find the website on the internet. And once you're on the website, it's 0 rated for data, and that has been set up by the Department of Basic Education, and all the different service providers cater for that.
Really
the first thing I'd like to do is to just click on there, where you get to see exactly what it is that we actually offer.
Great.
I think it's coming up. Yeah.
I just want to say, while it's opening up, is that even though there's a cart and you need to sort of buy the resources actually don't cost anything. So you go to the cart, put your details in, and when you've selected the lessons and things that you want, you will see that the price that you've charged is 0. So that's the way you access it. So that you can select exactly what you're wanting to do. If you're a grade 4 teacher, you can download and get the access to the grade 4 stuff. If you want everything, you can select everything as well. Cool.
That's absolutely correct, Corin, what you said. It was originally designed so that it could be used as a site which you would have to pay for the various things. But when we were able to get the sponsorship, we decided, no, we'd rather make it available for free to everyone.
Yes.
Anyway, here's the page that I was wanting us to have a look at to start with. You can see it's grade 4 to 12 maths and 8 to 12 science. Everything on the site is free. Teachers get access to 7,000 Rands worth of daily lessons, and they use a laptop and data projector in the classroom. We can also provide Zoom teacher training if they require it. And learners can therefore then also access the site and get access to the same materials. I need to point out that it is an online site, which means that everything is done online. You don't actually download anything, but there are certain things that can be downloaded for use in the form of a learner book, a notebook like that one there, and that can be used in the classroom situation and also at home by the learner when preparing for tests and exams. Here are all the details about what we're offering. We, in fact, have discussed things with the Department of Basic Education, and they've recommended it as a supplementary resource for all South African primary and high schools, and this was done by the DBE.
That's really wonderful.
Yes, I think so. We got really good support there. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. Okay, so there we're back on the home page again. Now, if one scrolls down on the left-hand side, you've got 3 little videos. If you click on any one of these, you can get through to the video concerned, indicating what we offer teachers and learners, how to order and access the online order. You have to actually place your order, and then how to use the online tutorial that you actually therefore then select.
That's really important, in that teaching people how to use the platform, I think, is really useful, because I think sometimes people access online platforms and are not sure how to use them. So having a quick video explaining is very useful indeed.
That's what we're finding. We do find that many people don't look at this, and then they perhaps might send me an email and say, how do I do it? And I feel like saying, well, you should have looked at the video, but I can't do that. Yeah. Okay, so having a look at this lot here, we currently, remember I said that the first website that I set up had 1.3 million users. This is a new website, and it's been changed and adapted and made more user-friendly for teachers and learners. Since the beginning of the year, we've got 21,000 nearly learners, nearly 22,000, about 4,000 teachers involved, and about 18,000 learners have each got involved and registered. So it's increasing exponentially in terms of the numbers of people getting onto the site and making use of it. Research has shown that class averages, if used by the teacher in the classroom situation, as well as the students and learners, we found that averages increase normally between 7 and 15%. So in other words, if at a particular level you're getting averages of 40%, using our materials, you can expect the averages, not the pass rates, the averages to go up by as much as 15%. Even at the grade 11 and 12 levels, we found this to be the case.
Wow, that's really, really good to know.
Look, it's quite difficult to raise a class average by 15% under normal circumstances, but using our facilities, we found that the people are able to do that. Concerning individual teachers' marks, individual learners' marks, they can easily improve by 20 to 50%, and this will be determined by how the youngster focuses in class, and then also how the youngster uses the materials at home as well.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Each learner would get access to 1,000 rands worth of stuff. 1,000 rand is what it would normally cost, but obviously they get it for nothing.
Yep.
Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit further. So here you can see grade 4 maths, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maths up to there. And then the science starts there, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. So as a teacher or as a learner, if you decide you want to make use of the website, you then decide what grades you're teaching or what grade you're in as a learner, and then go on to whatever it is that you choose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose grade 8 science for argument's sake. So I click on there and it opens up. And there you see the first thing is it is best and most efficient to order the specials that include all the tutorials. So here are all the different tutorials and lessons. There you can see looking into space beyond the solar system.
Oh, wow.
All of this lot, each one of these is a tutorial that would last about a week to 2 weeks, depending upon the actual content and subject matter that is concerned. So there we have all of these things. Look at this little guy here touching a Van der Graaf generator. Look at his hair all standing up. With each particular hair is actually positively charged and repel one another. And here he is, can't believe what's happening. Yeah, quite something, isn't it? Okay, so instead of adding each one of these to cart, all you need to do is to go to the special here. So if you want grade 8 maths and science, you just click on there. If you want grade 8 science tutorials only, you can go onto there. And you just click on there. So what we will do is we will click on this one here, and there you can see it says view cart. So you can therefore then view the cart. You notice that all the prices there are 0. Okay, so there's the grade 9 maths one that I've just clicked on. Or was it that? No, it was grade 10. Anyway, all of these have been selected at some stage or other. If you want to remove them, you just need to click on there and you can remove whichever one you want. You can see the price of each one of these things, the quantity. Don't order 2 lots of each of these because you'll get too many. And the total there is such that there is nothing to pay for. Once you've removed any of these, you can just click on there to update cart. Then you scroll further down and you can then proceed to cart, which therefore then now requires you to complete certain information. Okay, so there you can see, since it's my website and I'm an administrator, you can see my first name, my second name or surname. South Africa, I would click in there, Western Cape, if I come from Cape Town, which I do, and there is my email address. Now, that's not my email address you must put in, it's your email address. Are you a teacher? Yes or no? Your school, whether you're a learner or whether you're a teacher, you pop in your school there. And there are the products that you have ordered, the cost to you, absolutely nothing. You then click on, I have read the terms and conditions. If you want to know what they are, you can simply look at them there. Most people don't worry too much about that. They just accept the conditions. And having clicked on there, you click on place order, and that will get you your order immediately. Now, because of the fact that it's an online website, what you need to do is everything that you would like to study and read about and whatever is on this website under your name. So what you need to do after you've placed your order, and this can be a minute or so later, it's very quick, you go back to the home page or else just stay where you are and go on to order here, your order there. So you click on that and that would immediately bring you to your order. Now, in my particular case, since I'm an administrator, I've ordered grade 4 and grade 5 and grade 6 and all the different numbers.
Everything.
Everything is there, Corin. That's all there. And that's the first page, all the different chapters that are involved in grades 4 to 6 in maths. And there you can see there's 10 pages like this, and that we've just looked at page 1, so to speak. So there's lots and lots of stuff, but not everybody would have so much on their particular section.
But the exciting thing is if a teacher wanted to have all of it because they perhaps teach in a small school and teach lots of grades, they can do so. So that's really exciting.
Absolutely, Corin. In fact, at high school level in particular, it's not uncommon for me to teach, for example, grade 8 science, grade 9 science, grade 10 science, grade 11 science, grade 12 science. So if I have one class of each, that means that I need a whole bunch of tutorials, that's for sure, to be able to use in the classroom.
That's true. So John, do you want to show us one of the lessons now that you were speaking about?
Yes, I think so, Corin. With such a wide range of 4 to 12 maths and 8 to 12 science, it's difficult for me to know what particular one would be most interesting to the viewers. But I thought that what we would do is click on and have a look at analytical geometry for grade 10. So if you could just pull that up.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. So this is grade 10, analytical geometry. So this would be done in the grade 10 year. And it consists of what I call a number of lessons. Okay, so there you've got the distance formula video, distance formula in PDF, gradient, and so on and so forth. So from there through to there are all the lessons in this particular tutorial. And the tutorial might spread over, in fact, it should be spread over about 2 weeks, doing each of these things and so on. So let's have a look and see how it actually works. Okay, so the first thing is we can then click on a video, and there I've now clicked on the video, and you can see the video has opened up, or busy opening up, sorry, and we'll be able to have a look at it in a moment.
So in terms of watching the videos, the children can then take notes while they're watching the videos. They can learn from them. And the really exciting thing with videos is that they can watch them more than once to really understand what's being taught.
Absolutely. So here we go. That's better. Okay, so here's the video. And I'm not going to run through the whole video. The videos that we've got have been specially selected, so they're never longer than between 3 and 5 minutes or so. It's not such that you can switch the video on and go off to the staff room watch and leave the kids watching it. It won't work. Sometimes I would love to do that, but I can't do that. So let's have a look. This is
it might not play with the two streaming.
I'm going to be showing you how to use the distance formula. So the distance formula tells us the distance between 2 points on an xy plane. So let's say that we have 2 points. Let's say the first point is 2, 2, and the second point is -2, -3. And we want to find the distance between these 2 points. So to get a visual understanding of this, let's go ahead and graph these. So the point 2, 2 is going to have an x component of 2 and a y component of 2. So for the x component of 2, we start at the origin and move over 1, 2 units in the x direction. And for the y component of 2, we go up from the origin 1, 2 units in the y direction.
John, I think we can stop the video because people can watch it in their own time. Do you want to tell them how the lesson continues? So once people have watched the videos, what happens?
Yeah, okay, sure. Having watched the video, and you can note there it's only a 4-minute video, all you simply do is to click on the next lesson. So clicking on the next lesson takes you through from there to there, and this now gives us PDF slides on analytical geometry. So these slides have been drawn up based on the CAPS curriculum and requirements, and in this particular case there are 11 slides. Now here the teacher would teach to the material on the slides, and we will go through a few of them. Obviously you will talk to exactly what's on the slide. So that's the second page, and there's the third page talking something similar to the video that we've just looked at.
Yep.
And so you can go through the various slides. Okay, so that would take you probably, those two things together, doing them properly, would probably take you one whole lesson.
Yes.
Then your next lesson, you just simply click over here and it takes you through to the next lesson. So we've now moved on to the third lesson, and the third lesson is also some PDF slides. And there are 13.
And I'm assuming the number of slides and things would vary depending on the content of the topic.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for this level, you would need to have quite a number of slides here, which the teacher would need to talk to around. And you couldn't do them quickly like I'm just going through them very quickly now just to let you see what in actual fact they look like. Of course, you can always go back to a previous lesson, just simply clicking there. And these slides could, in fact, also be downloaded and stored on the teacher's computer so that you can access them there if you should so wish. And so you can continue through this lot, just simply clicking on the next lesson, and the next video comes up, or the next, see, this is on the gradient formula video.
Yes.
And you can see just simply clicking on there. So off we go again.
Good morning. And in today's lesson, we are going to talk about the gradient.
So for me, what I really liked the other day, which you showed me, was that there's a quiz, but the students have had to work through all of these activities before they could access the quiz. So that's the reason that you're going through lesson by lesson and showing us each aspect.
That's true, but once you've done it once, you can see I've got green triangles here, which I'm showing you. They normally start off black, in which case,
like the ones below, I can see where it says tutorial categories, they're still gray. Is that that's right? Yeah.
So once you've done the whole thing, then it turns green. Once they're all green, then you can go to the quiz at any time. So you could do the quiz having done it the first time, when you've been through all of that, and you could just go straight to the quiz. You don't have to go through all of that again.
How many times would you recommend children doing the quiz?
Well, the quiz is such that they can actually download a certificate to say that they have actually succeeded in the particular section once they've scored 80%. So
nice.
It might take a youngster 2 or 3 times trying the quiz before they actually get to that particular number, and then they can then download the certificate from there.
Can you show us what one of the quizzes looks like?
Absolutely, that's where I'm going.
Great.
Okay, so these then are each of the lessons in this particular setup. Then this last page here, this one.
Yes.
I'm just going to open that before I get to the quiz.
Cool.
So please just be patient. Okay, so here you've got a document that you could download and print. Okay, you can see it's a PDF, and that contains all the slides from this particular section. If I go into here, I can click there, the next lot of slides. So there are a total of 5 pages of slides in this particular format. And that means that we can actually print books as well from the particular website so that one can see exactly what is going on. Anyway, I'll get back to the books.
And students could actually then make notes and things next to those slides as the teachers are working through them as well.
Absolutely, Corin. Depending how you do it, if you printed one lot of slides per page, then they'd have a blank page opposite and where they can write down extra problems and calculations and that sort of thing too. Okay, let's go on to the quiz. Okay, so here we've been through all of this lot. I haven't done all of them now, but assuming that you have done, you can then go on to the quiz. Bear in mind, obviously, this, like everything else, is an online quiz. And here it comes up. You can now start your quiz there, just simply by clicking on there. And there's the first question come up. Now, I'm going to go through this very quickly, and I'm going to not even read the questions or the answers, basically just to show you how it works and to do it quite quickly.
Cool.
So I haven't read the question. I should have to sit down and calculate what the answer is, and I'm going to select the top one there. I'm doing the same for the next one as well. So I'm not even reading the questions. I'm just picking the top question each time, like a naughty boy perhaps might do.
Till he gets the results, and then you'll realize, oops, that won't work so well.
Right, that's right. Okay, so I'm doing exactly what a naughty boy would do, thinking that he can get through this lot very quickly, and then he would be at the end. So there we are. There's normally about 10 to 15 questions.
Okay, I see there 10. Yeah, it says question 10 of 10. Yeah.
There's a finished quiz there.
I don't think that's ticked. I don't think 10's been ticked.
True, it hasn't. There we go. So you can also go back before finishing the quiz. You could go back to some of the questions as well and redo them if you wanted to. Having decided on an answer for each of the 10 questions, you just click on finish quiz, and now it's busy scoring. Here, you can see it scoring, and now we've finished. And I have actually guessed 4 out of 10. Okay, by the law of averages, that's probably about right, I guess. So I've got 40% for this particular test, which is not going to give me a certificate for the thing. So I could either do it again now, or else I could check it to start with. So I could just restart the quiz, or I could recheck it. So let's check it now. Okay, so there's
that's fantastic.
Given coordinates, and there you have the coordinates, and the midpoint between E, A, and C is, okay, so I selected the top one. It's come out green here now, indicating that in actual fact it is correct. So green bar means I've got it correct. And then below the correct word is the memo on how to do that. So that's how I should have done that particular question. So whether you've got it right or whether you've got it wrong, you still have the memo showing you exactly how to get the answer 1 and 1. Nice. Okay, so the next one, number 2, there you've got the question. I picked the first one. It's now in pink, which indicates that it is incorrect. And there's the word incorrect there. And the green line around number 2, or the second one, is there for them. That is the correct answer there. Yes. And then it shows you here exactly how you should have come to that particular correct answer of 0 and 2.
So just with what you're saying, so when you're doing the quiz, there's no time limit sort of in between quizzes. So the children can work out the answers and fill it in. That's not like limited to a couple of seconds. They've got time to work through it properly.
Absolutely, Corin. I mean, you wouldn't take a couple of seconds to work that lot out. Please
no, yeah.
Even somebody who's sharp will have a little bit, some difficulty having to write this lot down and so on. So we decided not to put time limits on anything. Right. Some can be done quickly. Others take a little bit of calculation with a pen and paper.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's also great to know that there isn't that kind of pressure, that you can actually think and work through it properly. So really reinforcing your knowledge. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, a couple of weeks later, just before the teacher is going to give you a test on the section of work, you can go back and do the quiz again. And all those triangles that I showed you will be now green. So you can go directly to the quiz, do the quiz again. And if you still have had some difficulty, you can go back and look at the stuff again too. Here you can
Do
see.
you know if the questions are randomized? So if we do it again, they're not in the same order? Do you know if the quizzes are like that?
No, they are not like that. They come up in the same order. But after 2 weeks, you've probably forgotten anyway which it is. So you've still got to.
That's true.
Okay, so there I guessed another right one there, the rhombus, and I therefore then got the answer correct, and therefore I can then establish how I should have calculated it, and so on. Look, there I got another one right, another guess right.
But this is really great in that the students can instantly see how well they've done, so they get that kind of feedback. But not only that, it shows them the recognition, shows them how they can have worked it out. So both from a positive and a negative point of view, you're building their knowledge. So even if they get them wrong, they can be seeing how to do it. I think that's a really great resource, just the quizzes alone. Never mind all the other content with the videos and the PDFs and the slide presentations. It's really such a detailed solution for teachers to use, and it's just so user-friendly. It's incredible.
Yeah, thanks, Corinne. It's come about, the way I've done it has come about as a result of doing 100 teacher training workshops around South Africa a couple of years ago, where the teachers all asked for a website that was more structured than my first website, where you as the teacher had to construct your lesson. Here, the teacher doesn't have to construct it. It's done for them. And all they do is click on next lesson, and they move down through the setup.
It's really wonderful.
I think what I'd like to do now, Corinne, is just to move on to the extras section.
Cool.
Which I'm clicking on now.
Yes, we see so. We can see it.
You can see the wheels turning there, and should come up in the moment. That's not my brain working. Okay. Hopefully it'll be with us in a moment.
Yeah. I think give it time. Yeah. So what do we find in the extra section before it opens? There we go.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the extras are in grades. So we've got primary school there, we've got high school maths there, and we've got all the high school sciences there. Okay, so if we were to click on anything, should we take a primary school one just for a change? Why not?
Okay.
I'm selecting grade 5 maths, and that's busy open here. Okay, so if a teacher or a learner would like the whole curriculum in PDF, they can click on that folder there, and they can then download all the slides that are present there. I don't want to open that. Viewers can open that and have a look at it in their own time. Then you've got the whole curriculum in PowerPoint. So this is now animated PowerPoint, which is very useful for teaching certain kinds of things where you want movement in a slide as compared with PDF, which is then fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, what I really wanted to have a look at now in the time that we've got available is to have a look at the learner notebooks, and that is busy opening at the moment. And there you can see grade 5 maths notebooks in black and white for printing. So this is now specifically for either the teacher or the learners to actually get their own note printed. So let me just open that.
So you just downloaded it? Yep.
Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so this is the first page. So this is now grade 5, and the first topic is whole numbers, and then whole numbers term 2, and so we can go on for the whole year. And if we scroll further down, there you can see in black and white every slide that has been used in the section
okay.
involving the first section of work. And if we go further down, you can see that there are 23 pages of this, only 23, and that is now the complete grade 5 maths curriculum for the whole year in 23 pages of 6 slides per page. So there you can see we're going down, I'm just scrolling down through all the pages. We won't go through all of them necessarily. And the teacher can then print this for the students and staple them, the 23 pages, staple them together, and they've then got their notebook then for the year. So the student doesn't need to make any notes. It applies more in science where more notes need to be made, but it's hugely time saving so that the kids don't need to make their own notes. I mean, a matric textbook now is like 500 pages, whereas the notebook for the student comes out at about 50 pages. And it's much easier to study from 50 pages than 500 pages. What the youngsters frequently do, if they've got the book open in front of them, then anything extra that the teacher might write on the class, we find that the students write over here, where I'm indicating at the moment.
Yeah, around the pages. Yep. Yeah.
Alternatively, if this is printed on the one page and not on the reverse side of the page, then there's a blank page next to this page where you can do all sorts of sample questions and that sort of thing. So we find that this is particularly useful where the teacher is using a data projector in the classroom situation and his or her laptop to project the slides onto the screen. The students have got the book open in front of them, and they therefore then are taking any extra notes that they might require. Then the student takes his notebook home and studies for tests and exams and so on, and it's all consolidated there in one book that is easy to follow, and they enjoy working from that, and everything is all together in one place.
It is so user-friendly, and you've thought about so many different things in terms of the website. It's really a wonderful resource that you've created for the teachers and the students for both maths and science. It's really amazing what you've put together here, John, and how teachers can use it both within their classes and print the resources for their children, but children who also just want to access it from home, that they have access to all of these resources as well. It's really beautiful. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I think it's very useful, and certainly the teachers that have seen it. I mean, I've got sort of like 2,000 comments from teachers from all over the country, and it's all positive, very much so.
And about which age group is most popular in terms of using it, or is it sort of spread across the board?
The primary school ones tutorials are more recent. We only finished those in January of this year.
Oh, wow.
So, but the others have been around for a little while. And then, of course, the pressure is really on at the grade 11 and 12 level to prepare for getting into university and getting their points and whatever. So I have to say at this stage that grade 11 and 12 maths and science would be most heavily used at this particular point in time. But we are finding that particularly maths teachers at the grade 8 level, bearing in mind that they might have a class of between 30 and 40 youngsters, and they might come from anything from 5 to 20 different schools, we find that the grade 8 teachers are almost, can I use the word, forcing the youngsters to actually access the website themselves as well at home, so that everybody can get onto the same page with what needs to be done, bearing in mind they've come from so many different schools at the grade 8 level.
That's a good idea to sort of get everybody, as you say, on the same page. I'm going to remove your website so that we can see you more fully. So if we think about what the website is and how it's of benefit, how would you like to thank people or talk to people around it? What would be the message you'd like to leave with people this evening?
Well, I think, it's a question of South Africa is headed for tricky times. the maths and science teaching, understanding, and learning over the past 20 years has not been great. COVID has set us back a further 2 years in this progress. And people need to get into something which is electronic, which is easily accessible from a phone or a tablet or a computer, and it can be accessed anywhere so long as you've got internet to get onto the site. So the more you can do and access, the better you will do in the particular subject. And what we found is that the youngsters are very keen to get involved with this in order to improve their marks, to get the right kind of points to get into engineering or medicine or anything like that, which is fantastic.
Oh, so that's really great. I just want to say thank you to you for your time this evening and for sharing this amazing resource for maths and science teachers. These online maths and science materials are just so incredible. And I really hope that your numbers soar. I really do hope that you find funders who can make this a sustainable, long-term, free resource for the children to be able to use. So thank you for your time this evening, John, and thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Corin, and thank you to the viewers. If anybody wants to contact me, they can get my email address on the website and contact me or send me a WhatsApp message or whatever the case may be. It's been a pleasure, real pleasure to be with you this evening, and I wish you much luck going forward with your broadcast and also the work that you are busy doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to end the broadcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night.